All right, future OTs, listen up. Today we're diving into something huge, a critical mission really, the home safety simulation. And let me tell you, this is way more than just another assignment. It's your first real glimpse into how your skills are going to directly impact someone's life.
And get this, the clock is already ticking. From the second you walk through that door, you've got maybe 15, 20 minutes tops to see everything, figure it out, and explain it all. Yeah, the pressure is real, and that's the point, because it's exactly what it's going to feel like with a real client.
In this simulation, and pretty soon in your actual career, someone's safety, their independence, it's literally in your hands. So this whole thing, it's really built to answer one simple question for you. Are you ready for that?
And this is the whole point. This is the why behind everything we do. Every single thing you notice, every recommendation you make, it's all pushing towards this one single, incredibly important goal.
Okay, so the stakes are high, the goal is crystal clear. So let's get down to business. Your mission briefing starts right now. We're going to break down exactly what you need to do to absolutely nail this.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the challenge itself. I want you to think of this less like a test and more like your personal training ground. It's a totally safe space for you to practice the very skills that are going to have a huge real-world impact a little later on.
So the fancy official name for this is the Live Environment Walkthrough. And really, it's just what it sounds like, right? It's a solo mission, you're on the clock, and you're walking through a pretend home, showing off your skills and evaluating a space, and then teaching a client. It all has to happen in one smooth, seamless flow.
Okay, let's break down the mission parameters, because they are tight. You've got 15 to 20 minutes, and that's it. You'll be in one of the big three high-risk areas, a kitchen, a bathroom, or a bedroom. And just to be clear, this is a solo mission. It is all on you. And here's the story, the scenario you're walking into. Your client is an older adult who just got discharged from the hospital because they had a fall. Now, this piece of info is absolutely critical. It tells you they're vulnerable, probably a little scared, and they are counting on you and your expertise to make sure it doesn't happen again.
So the big question is, what do you actually do with those 15 minutes? Well, your whole mission really boils down to 3 core tasks. I like to call them observe, solve, and empower. Simple as that.
Here's the play-by-play. Step 1, spot the hazards, and you gotta say them out loud. Step 2, recommend a fix, a specific modification. And step 3, teach the client about it. See? It's a really clear, logical flow. 1, 2, 3.
So for that first task, it's not good enough to just see a loose rug and think, yep, that's a problem. No way. You have to actually say it out loud. Something like, okay, I'm noticing this throw rug isn't secured, and that's a major trip hazard, especially for someone who might have some balance issues. The real key here is talking through your thought process, giving that clear explanation.
All right, next up, you solve the problem you just found. So for that pesky rug, you could recommend getting rid of it altogether, or maybe using some double-sided tape to lock it down. The magic word here is specific. You're not there just to point out what's wrong, you're there to give real, actionable, concrete solutions.
And then we get to what I think is the most important part. You empower. This is where you turn to your client, who's imaginary, but you treat them like they're real, and you explain why this matters. You got to use simple, empathetic language. Something like, hey, if we secure this rug, it's going to seriously reduce your risk of falling again, and it'll help you feel more confident just moving around your own home.
Okay, you've got your objectives. You know what you need to do. So now let's talk about how you're going to be graded. It's time to decode the rubric. Think of it as the official rules of engagement for a successful mission.
The magic number you need to burn into your brain is 15. 15 out of 20. That is the passing score. What that really means is you've got to be hitting at least a 3 out of 4 on pretty much every single item. You need a solid, consistent performance across the board.
So your score is going to come from 5 key areas. Now, the first 3 are pretty straightforward. They're the tasks we just walked through. But those last 2, clinical reasoning and professionalism, that's all about how you do the job. It's not just what you do, but the way that you do it. And this right here, this shows the difference perfectly. Look at client education. An excellent performance isn't just about saying the right words, it's how you say them. You're clear, you're empathetic, you're using language anyone can understand. A performance that needs improvement is missing that clarity, that human connection. And that right there is the difference between just being a technician and being a true therapist.
So let's nail down that other big term, clinical reasoning. What is it? It's the why behind everything you recommend.
It's you connecting all the dots. So you don't just say, get rid of the rug. You say, look, because you just had that fall and your balance is still getting back to normal, removing this rug is the absolute safest way for us to make sure you can stay independent here at home. See? It's that invisible skill. That's what separates a beginner from a real pro.
And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. This is about so much more than one 15-minute simulation. We're talking about building skills for a lifetime, taking what you do here in this practice run and getting it ready for real-world, everyday practice.
Because, let's be real, this isn't just about getting a passing grade. Every single minute you spend getting ready for this, you are practicing for the day you become that competent, caring, effective OT who makes a real, tangible difference in somebody's life. This is where that journey truly begins.
So, here it is, your final takeaway mission briefing, all boiled down. The problem? Fall risks for older adults at home. It's a huge deal. Your tools? Observation, problem solving, and education. You've got what it takes. And the goal? It's a noble one. Keep your clients safe and independent.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Your training doesn't start in the sim lab, it starts right now. The very next time you walk into your own home, or a friend's place, or your parents' house, what's the first safety risk you notice? Start training your brain to see the world through the eyes of an OT. Start today.